Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian, and today I'm looking at a very cool Swiss prototype military pistol. So this was made by the Bern factory in 1947, and it was part of the Swiss government's attempt to find a replacement for their Luger pistols. Now, Bern actually started, and for like 4 years, they had a developing series of Browning-style pistols, very heavily based on the Browning high power. In 1947, they, for some reason, abandoned that line of development and switched over to this, which is a gas delay blowback action, similar to the H&K P7 and a few other things. They made 10 of these in total, and they're in the same serial number range as the earlier Browning-based Bern pistols. So this particular one is, I believe, serial number 48, and I think these pistols started at about 42, 45, somewhere in there, and ran into the mid to low 50s. We know that these serial numbers never hit 60, and that these were the last 10 pistols in that serial range. Now, unlike some of the previous Swiss prototypes, all 10 of these guns were identical. So, for example, they don't have numbered magazines. They don't need to. All 10 guns are the same, and all their magazines are identical. This is a single-action pistol. Hammer, it has a big old manual thumb safety here on the side. Flip it up, flip it down. And single stack magazine. So it's really the gas delay system that is really interesting and cool with this pistol. So why don't we bring the camera in a little bit closer and take a detailed look at the mechanics inside here. So here we have the P47 completely field stripped. There is a plate on the side here that just covers up some of the workings, and a cross pin that locks the frame and the barrel together by these holes. So pretty simple disassembly. You drive out this pin. You do have to take, well, drive that pin out, and that'll allow you to take the slide off. In order to look at the inner workings here, you have to take the grip panel off and take that plate out. This did have a single stack magazine, 8-round capacity. And then, boy, there's just this really interesting mousetrap sort of assembly here for a trigger mechanism. And this is the whole trigger mechanism. When we look on the top of the slide, there's not really anything up there like you would normally see on a Browning style pistol. So let's take a quick look at this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the magazine in here because this has a magazine safety. Now, what we have is the trigger is this bit right here, and this piece has to be lifted up into a slot in the slide. That ensures that the slide is in battery. If the slide is not in battery, it will push this down, and then pulling the trigger does not fire the gun. So when we are in battery, pulling the trigger back causes this to go down, which causes this whole piece to pivot around this point, which lifts this engagement arm up and out of contact with this round piece, which is connected directly to the hammer. So when that goes up, then the hammer can drop like that. This piece and this piece actually are simply springs that put tension on everything. This pushes this piece back into position positively whenever pressure is not being applied with the trigger. And that is our firing mechanism, all cleverly slotted right in there underneath one of the grip panels. Now, the upper assembly of the pistol is totally empty because really all of the operating work is done inside the slide assembly. So let's take a look at that. The first giveaway, if you're ever looking at a disassembled pistol, if it has a tail like this, in this kind of position, that's loose and travels up and down, that's an immediate telltale that this is a gas-delayed blowback pistol, or at least some sort of gas-operated pistol. Now what happens here, I can pull the recoil spring off, barrel, the barrel lock assembly, gas block here, and a gas piston. There are two little holes in just in front of the chamber. I don't know if we'll be able to see them. They're really hard to get a good look at. I can't really get them, but there's either one or two holes right here in the bottom of the barrel just in front of the chamber. So when you fire, let's say your bullet is hypothetically right here in the middle of the barrel. You've got very high gas pressure here. Because of that gas port, that gas pressure is going to bleed down here into this tube, and then this tube attached to the slide is going to rest inside just like that. So we have our two interlocking tubes. As long as there's a bullet in the barrel, we've got really high gas pressure in here. It's going to try to expand, and in order to maximize the volume of this gas piston, it's pushing the barrel backwards and the slide forwards. That's preventing this slide from opening. Once the bullet leaves the barrel, all of this gas pressure can really quickly go whoosh and bleed out the muzzle, and then your inertia allows the slide to cycle backwards. So there are no locking lugs. You can see this moves freely. The only thing that prevents it from opening immediately upon firing is the gas pressure here and the delaying system. This isn't totally unique to Bern. A system like this was actually patented by Ole Krag in 1910. And you will find it also used in the H&K P7 pistols. Also the Chinese, the Norinco Model 77B pistol uses a system like this. And there are a couple others. The Steyr GB and the German Volkssturmgewehr Gustloff, or VG-15, are also both gas-delayed systems, but they work a little bit differently. So not this exact system. The advantages here is that this is a very simple system. There's not much going on. You don't have to worry about locking lugs, so this is not all that difficult or expensive to manufacture. The downside is this is a delayed blowback system, not an actual locked breech. So it is susceptible to things like overpressure ammunition causing excessive wear on the gun, more so than you might get in a good locked breech design. So ultimately, Bern obviously was hoping to get a military contract with the Swiss government with these pistols. They shoot just fine. I've actually shot one of these, and it shoots just like a 9mm pistol. The gas delay works just like it's supposed to. But ultimately, Bern lost out in these trials to the SIG factory. They had a pistol that was also partially based on the Browning concept, but it was designed by Charles Petter, who had previously designed the French Model 1935A pistols. And the ultimate development of the SIG company was the P49, also known as the SIG 210, which was adopted ultimately in 1949 as the Swiss military replacement for the Luger. So this was kind of a dead-end developmental line. Bern didn't do anything more with these gas-operated pistols after those trials ended. So that's the end of it. There are only 10 of these ever made. Definitely a rare pistol to take a look at, and really cool internally. You got an interesting mechanical system with the obvious well-known quality of Swiss manufacture. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this sort of content, please consider checking out my Patreon page. A $1 a month contribution really goes a long way to helping me continue to be able to bring you cool Swiss Trials pistols like this one.